Hey guys, Eric from Woodland Airstream here. Today we're going to check out the all-new 2026 Flying Cloud 30 bunk with twin beds. Let's go check it out. Starting up front here, we have two 30-pound propane tanks here inside the case here. With a regulator, going to draw from one before then switching on over to the other one. If you ever have any questions, there is a QR code on the front over here too. Great to how-to videos, good resource when you need to. Behind the propane tanks here, we have two lithium batteries, 200 amp hour lithium battle-borne batteries with the tank heater, or the battery heater already installed. Behind that, you're gonna have one of your 5 outside storage compartments here. So you're gonna have one in the front here, one on the side, one on the other side of the twin bed. Each Airstream has a full-size spare tire located underneath. It's a 15-inch. Over here, we're gonna have the spare tire release. One thing to kind of note with this, the Airstream does not come with a jack. It does come with 3 years of CoachNet service for roadside assistance if you ever need that. But if you do plan to do any changing your own tire, make sure you do bring a jack with you. On the other side over here, LP port. The trailer does come with an LP port with the correct fitting for a gas grill that will draw off your propane tanks here, meaning you don't have to bring an extra tank along with you. Trailer has a front solar shield here, which is going to protect from rocks and other things coming down the road. Great thing about this is it allows you to open up this front window from the inside. If you ever did need to clean around the windows here, you can, with a quarter turn on each here. This will pull our swing on out here, allows you to clean behind the front guards here. You can do that on both sides. Coming around the side over here, starting from the bottom here, we have 4 stabilizing jacks. They are not leveling jacks, stabilizing jacks. The trailer is going to come with a manual tool that what you can do is work that down and work on some of your workout strength. Otherwise, 3/4 socket here. My favorite thing, cruising right on down, much easier. One thing that is nice and a lot of people are doing, you can put on what's called the snap pads. That allows to make sure that the pad itself is not going to sink into the grass, gravel. It's a pad that stays on there all the time. Look into that, it's a really, really nice feature. This trailer right here is equipped with the additional awning package, as you can see here. So that includes the side awning and the rear awning, which we'll see in the back. This awning here accomplishes 2 things. Number 1, it shades the side of your trailer on really, really hot days, allows you to open up the windows here. But secondly, I think it really dresses up the trailer, makes it look really nice and sharp. So from this angle here, you can see Airstream crafted windows here. Really nice to allow this entire glass here to open on up, giving you a lot of nice airflow. You'll see from the outside, we have 3 different settings that this can come in. Now you don't need to do this from the outside. You can also do this from the inside using the levers here. But as you can see here, pretty nice and easy that you can do this also from the exterior. One thing to note that you probably have seen before, and if not, the Airstream has this gasket here that does a great job of sealing the window when it's closed. We don't want water going on in. But what can happen on a really hot day, this can kind of expand and stick to the window. So what we would recommend you to do is take some, whether it's, some people even use like olive oil, just something to kind of grease this seal here to make sure that this can open and close very nice and easily. Worst case scenario, if you can't get it on open here, you can take an old gift card, come through, break that seal, and allow that to open on up. One thing that's new for 2026 is the Airstream Smart Plug. So the Smart Plug's been with Airstream here for a number of years, but they have a new style here that angles on down here. Just kind of a nice little feature here, makes it even easier for plugging it in and taking it on out. As we kind of work through the side of the trailer here, we're going to have our freshwater tank. On this particular model, 54-gallon freshwater tank. One of my favorite features about Airstream is that when you're looking at the fresh tank here, it is located right between your axles. This means that whether you're pulling the trailer with full tanks of water or empty tanks of water, you can make the argument that it's not going to affect towing as much. I might make the argument that with water in your tank or a full tank, it might actually even make it more stable while pulling down the road. Next to our fresh tank here is our outside shower here. So we have a hot and cold spigot here. This is a new feature here over the last half model year. We're gonna press that right on in, and from that point here, we can go ahead and hose down our sandy feet, our dirty dog, that type of thing. When you go to a full hookup campsite here, we're gonna have our city water here. This is gonna go right to the source. So fresh tank over here, we're gonna use our water pump. Over here, this is pressurized from the source. You'll note this has a regulator, so you don't need to have an extra regulator. It's actually recommended to not, just because this has an on-demand hot water heater. So, regulator here. Down below is our black tank flush. This is where we start thinking Cousin Eddie, Christmas vacation, emptying out our sewer hose right here. So what we want to make sure with this does not have a regulator, meaning that when water comes into here, water is going to go. Which means that underneath here, we have our black tank and our gray tank. We want to make sure that we set up our hose correctly, we get it into the ground, use some rubber gloves with that. When you open up our black tank, we then can start water coming through our black tank flush. That's going to help flush the tank. Now, one thing that I might recommend is closing our black tank when we're emptying that, putting some extra water in here. You know, I'm talking maybe 20–30%, you know, a couple of minutes to kind of get some residual water in there. Once that happens, we can then empty that again, and you'd be amazed at how much stuff can come on out. Flying Cloud 30 here is going to have another side awning here in the back. We're going to have our travel lock to make sure that we're going to use that when we are traveling. Back here, we're going to rotate these on around, set that into place. I always like to roll this on up here, and you'll see there's a double-sided Velcro here to stay on up. The back plug here is our data cable here. This is an Ethernet port. A lot of people are using this for Starlink. So when you're out remote, wanting to make sure that you can stay connected here, there's an Ethernet port here. On the inside, we'll show you where that the router plug-in is, where you can plug in your router and plug in the additional Ethernet cable. One of the new upgrades in model year 2026 is the new backup camera. I like to call this a rear view monitor. So what it is just like previous model years, you're going to have the monitor in your vehicle, but this is going to display what's going on while you're driving. This window here in the back is a dead giveaway that this is a new style 30 bunk right here. They switched this here when they went to the extended bunks. So if you ever see this style window going down the road, you know that it's a Flying Cloud 30 bunk, whether it's a 2024, 2025 or newer. In the back here, we have our rear awning, which makes up the rest of the awning package here. Again, we can go ahead and clip that on in here from the back. Gonna keep shade on the side of or on the back of your trailer. And like I said, I think it looks really sharp. Here in the trailer here, we're gonna have bumper storage. This is not a lockable or weather-tight compartment. So when we're putting things in here, some people use like a backup sewer hose. You can put things like, s'more sticks, blocks of wood, leveling blocks, those types of things that, like I said, not lockable and not weather-tight. However, here we're gonna have our fourth of fifth outside storage compartments here. So we're gonna have one here in the back underneath the bunk beds. And then one here on the side will be our fifth storage compartment here that we can, lockable and weather tight. New to model year 2026, Airstream has moved to the Fugatti on-demand hot water system here. We got our main awning on this side here. This is a manual Zip-D awning. They've been putting this Zip-D awning on Airstreams for generations here. They use sunbrella material here, not gonna mold, not gonna deteriorate here. One thing to note on this, if you ever are out hiking or not at the campsite, recommended to put this awning back. Not good on wind and not good on rain. If you can imagine, it's kind of like a wind sail when rain or wind's kind of coming through. So make sure that this is put back prior to when you leave the campsite. All right, that's enough of the outside. Let's go in and check it out. The front here, we have our twin bed model. Just one thing to note, this can come in a twin or a queen here, but we're gonna highlight some of the twin features today. One thing to note is that this is 80 inches long and 36 inches wide on the twins. A queen bed, 60 inches wide, that's 75 inches long. So the twins provide a little bit more length and width. Another thing that the twins offer here are inside storage that you can see on both sides here. So here in the bedroom, we're gonna have two closets here. You can see you can hang clothing here, or you have adjustable shelves here. One on the other side. And I know if it's me and my wife, I am gonna have this side in this twin bed because the TV's on this side. That's me personally. We also are gonna have overhead storage here with the soft close feature here, making a really nice finish here. So the 30 bunk here is gonna have incredible overhead storage here. So we see this, each compartment here. We're gonna have a Bluetooth audio system here with a subwoofer, JL audio, really nice here. This panel right here, we're gonna see our Ethernet port is up here. So if the one on the outside here, we can plug in our Ethernet port here, plug in our router, and get set up with our Starlink or other connections. For your information here, this green light, there's a little button here the size of like an eraser here. That is for our TV antenna for our basic channels here. So if that's not on, that's not going to be getting your Fox, ABC, and other channels. Also, you can turn it off because it's just kind of an unnecessary draw. 30 bunk's going to give you an ample different sleeping arrangements here. This can be a space where you can have somebody sleep at. You can have your dinette, which this can come down into a sleeping area. You can use this cushion here to fill in that gap. However, the reason you're getting the bunkhouse is the back here. Kind of give you reference here, I'm 6'2", and I can fit totally normal back here. Plenty of room for even 2 people. On the top here, there's a 200-pound weight limit. I won't tell you exactly how much I weigh, but I'm pretty dang close. Still gonna give you plenty of room up here and not feel too claustrophobic. The ladder here to get up here, this can come out here. This can be stored while you're traveling up top here. The other thing to note is that in the back over here, we're gonna have a nice storage area. So, great spot for the kids' clothing, or, if they're hiding their iPad or whatever, snacks, there's a spot back there. My favorite feature is if the kids are kind of being loud or on their iPads making light, whatever, you can kind of section this on off here. You can section off the front sleeping area. Turn on the AC, you can't even hear them at that point. 12-volt refrigerator here on this model is 10 cubic feet here. Top section here is our freezer with our refrigerator down below. Those controls can be up here, so we can section off here. If we want our refrigerator nice and icy cold, let's go to that 5th setting. Up top here, if we want our freezer to have rock hard ice cream, again, we can go to our 5th setting. Obviously, you can make those adjustments as needed. Tons of storage right here. We're gonna have the ability to hang clothing up here, or you can, kind of throw different totes and such here. Drawer, 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 another drawer. There is a lot of storage on this model. Here we're gonna have a couple shelves here for our pantry. We're gonna have drawer, 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 more drawers. If I could sum up Airstream with one word, it's gonna be efficiency. I think they use every nook and cranny very, very well. We're gonna have another spot here. This is where we can put our trash can here. We're gonna have our spot, our Airstream calling card here with the utensil drawers. And then a flip down here, here. This model here has the convection microwave oven. So if you want to free up some storage here and get a couple drawers, you upgrade to that convection microwave oven. Otherwise, you can get it with a propane oven. On the wall here, we're gonna have our Victron solar controller here. This is gonna display what's going on the rooftop. This trailer here has 300 watts of Merlin solar panels. So all times it's gonna be trickle charging our lithium batteries. Below here is our 2,000 watt inverter. When we go ahead and turn that on, when we have shore power, we're gonna see the orange lettering here that says shore, meaning, hey, you're plugged in. This is not doing anything. So what the inverter is going to do is when we're on battery power, it's going to invert designated outlets. Moving back to our back panel here, this is where we can keep an eye on our battery monitor here. We can also have an idea of our fresh, gray, and black tank. One thing to note that is nice, when you're filling, say, your fresher or your fresh tank here, if you double tap that, we're gonna see the dot come next to that. That is a live reading. So as we're filling our fresh tank here, we can kind of keep an eye at 20, 30, 40% as that increases. Next to it here is how we control our water pump. Again, when we use our fresh tank here, we're gonna need to use our water pump to pressurize the system here. When we're at a full hookup where we have city water plugged in through the outside, no need to use our water pump here. Cooktop here is a gas cooktop, 3-burner stove. The blue lights here do absolutely nothing, but I think they look really cool. This trailer has 50 amp, meaning it has 2 AC units. Airstream on the Flying Cloud has moved to GE low profile units. A lot quieter when running and also more efficient here. You're gonna have 2 controls here. One here in the back, this is for our main unit. Our main unit is the 15,000 BTU unit. Our front one in our bedroom is the 13.5 BTU unit. How you're gonna control that here is we're gonna go ahead and select our mode, cycle through to the setting you'd like, whether that's the cool setting, the heat pump setting, or the furnace. Your heat pump is obviously going to run off of your electric. Your furnace is going to be off of propane. The model here comes with 2 TVs. These are 12-volt smart TVs. So you can hook up to your hotspot, hook up to your Starlink, and you can stream whether it's YouTube, Netflix, whatever you might like. One of my favorite features is the bathroom on this 30 bunk here. It's all together. You can have toilet and shower together. Again, I'm 6'2". I'm wearing shoes. I can fit in here, have plenty of room to work around here. You're gonna have the clothesline here. This can be perfect for light, swimming suits. Here, you're gonna have your drain plug for your shower. I would not recommend putting this in here. One of the kids is gonna leave it in here and you're gonna end up flooding it. This is the control for our water heater. This is, like I said, the new Fugatti on-demand system here. 123 is gonna be our max temperature here. We can adjust that here to kind of make sure that, to your preference. This back window here serves as our emergency window here, but you can also open it to let in a lot of airflow. Again, we have our 3rd setting, our 2nd setting, our 1st setting here, depending on how much airflow we want to bring on in. We can bring it all the way down. We can also stop it here, kind of midway here, if we want to let a little bit of light in. This particular model, since it's located in the back here, has a little bit different style toilet here. So we're gonna have different controls here that we can fill the bowl, and then we can macerate to go back to our black tank, which is located in the center over here. Finally here, we're gonna have good storage here for our bathroom needs and whatnot. So to sum it all up, new for model year 2026, Airstream moved to a new on-demand hot water heater, the Fugatti on-demand hot water heater. The backup camera with the position a little bit lower, a little bit clearer screen. One of the bigger changes here is with regards to the Airstream warranty. Historically, Airstream has used a 3-year limited warranty, where your outside manufacturers would maybe cover it for a year or 2. Airstream has done away with that. In model year 2026, all new Airstreams have a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, along with a 5-year shell and chassis warranty. That's going to do it for this quick tour here of this new 2026 Flying Cloud. For more information, visit any of our 4 exclusive Airstream locations or visit us at woodlandairstream.com.